We are lucky here in the Bahamas because what I've learned in other countries, like their fishing is like depleted, especially Jamaica and down in other parts of the islands. You know, but here we still have an opportunity to sustain what we have here. You know, if everybody would get together, work together, and try and sustain our fishermen. The way I feel now about the marine protected areas now, I think they're good, they're great. I mean, for example, Belize. You know what I mean? You know, Belize now is one of the number one place for nice, beautiful reefs. And, you know, before that, years ago, it wasn't until they came together as a community and they made all these protected areas and they brought all the reefs back. And I think in some parts here in the Bahamas, if we do the same thing, you know, I think a lot of our reefs that have been killed, you know, after a while, you know, if you make these certain areas a protected area, after a while, you see those reefs come back as well.
After my trip to Texas as a part of that fisherman's exchange, I think it is so important now for as many Bahamian fishermen as possible to take, whenever possible, those kind of trips, because there's so much that you can learn from fishermen from places, in other places in the Caribbean as well as the Gulf states, about marine protection, conservation. You know, if you listen to some of these guys and some of the horror stories they tell about the fisheries in their areas, you would come back here feeling that it is absolutely urgent to put things in place now that would protect us 20, 50 years down the line so that we don't become like some of these other countries and let what we have get away so easily.
At Rusty Bethel Drive, I'm Paisol Forbes. This is ZNS.
It's What's Trending with Jiminita Swain and the Bahama Beauty at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas from Studio A. It all starts right now.
7 days, that's all that stands between now and Election Day. It's Tuesday, May 5th, and this is What's Trending. I'm Jiminita Swain, and today we're locked into the stories driving the conversation. And yes, it's Cinco de Mayo, but while the celebrations are out, so are the headlines. We sit down with legal minds from two major parties to walk you through the voting process, your rights as a voter, and what to expect on Election Day. Also, the votes are in, but the night is just getting started. We're talking election night watch parties, what to drink, how to keep the energy going while the results come in. And that brings us to a dream shaped by music, mentorship, and global experience. Now it all comes together in Island Dreamer. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more on What's Trending.
Heaven, I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak. Out together, dancing cheek to cheek.
I'm Jordan, by the way. Tom.
Sweet and spicy, marinated fried, tossed with chili. Wow, wow. Garlic and ginger have many flavors, like honey barbecue. Signature hot wings, turn down the heat for you, for you. pepper, pepper wings. What's your flavor, flavor? Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken, you know. Cloud nine, so many flavors to try. What's your flavor, flavor, flavor? Honey barbecue, sweet and spicy, all new. Signature hot, hot wings. What's your flavor, flavor? Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken, you know. Those pepper, pepper wings.
Election day fast approaching, a lot of focus right now isn't just on who people are voting for, but how the process actually works. From getting registered to casting your ballot and even what happens after you leave the polling station, there's a lot that goes into making sure the systems run fairly and transparently. So tonight, we're breaking it all down. Joining us are two legal minds representing major political parties, Attorney Keenan Johnson of the Progressive Liberal Party and Attorney Sterling Quant of the Free National Movement. Gentlemen, welcome, and welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
It's great to have you here with us. So, Keenan, I will start with you. On Election Day, when a voter arrives at a polling station, what should they expect from the moment they walk in?
So as soon as you walk in, and thank you so much for having me again, and so as soon as you walk in, they're going to take your identification. You're going to be expected to take everything, all of your belongings, and put it aside because you're not allowed to take anything into the polling place. And so once they take your identification, they're going to say your name out loud so that all of the election agents representing all parties and the PRD team is able to identify who you are, look you up on the register, confirm that you are on the register. Once they make that confirmation, you take a long walk to the PRD team, who will then issue you a voter's card. Well, first they will dip your thumb, and then they will issue you a voter's card, at which point, and this is extremely important, you have to make sure that the presiding officer signs that voter's card with a green pen, and that's the only time that card becomes valid. They will then show it to you, issue you instructions in terms of how to vote, and then fold it and give it to you. Then you go in the voter's box, you open it, you mark your X where you want to mark your X. Once you come out, you have to show the presiding officer her signature in green ink, and then you can put it in the ballot box, and you're done.
And just for persons that are wondering why the green ink, you said that is clearly significant.
It's really just meant to be an identifying mark, but it's also meant to be sure by the presiding officer that you essentially are voting on the ballot that they gave you. So it's important because they're not supposed to actually sign that ballot until they're about to give it to you.
Understand. So, Mr. Quant, let me bring you into this. Walk us through the step-by-step process from check-in to actually casting your ballot. Any steps that Keenan may have missed?
No, I think he covered most of the steps, but I think he said the card, it should be the ballot itself, yes, paper. Yes. That's just, I think it's just a slight thing. Yeah. I think he identified what should happen. Once you get to the door, like you said, you hand your card to the individual at the door. Your name is called out. And as you said, the persons who are working, the agents for the various parties, will check your name on the register, as well as the parliamentary registrars, people to make sure your name is on the register. Now, if your name is on the register, that's something I think we will deal with a little later.
Right.
But let's assume that your name is on the register. You have your voter's card. And then, as you said, you would walk down the line. If you don't have your voter's card, but your name is on the register, you can use your passport or another government ID with your picture on it, although the presiding officer has the right to accept it or not to. But if you have a picture and that picture matches what's on the counterfoil, generally you are allowed to vote. And as you said, you move down, you dip your finger in, the card is passed to the presiding officer. Your voting card number, or your card number, is written on the back of the ballot, as well as the presiding officer signs the ballot.
So it
As
sounds
you
like
said.
all of the relevant steps
Yes.
are in place.
Yes,
So,
yes.
Keenan, we're going to go to you now. Let's talk about the rights of the voter. What should voters know about their rights at the polling station, especially if they run into any issues or confusion?
So, and I want to speak especially to the persons who want to remain independent.
Okay.
Once you get within 100 yards of that polling station, no party is supposed to interfere with you. Once you're on the line or within that 100 yards or 300 feet, no party member or agent is meant to interfere with your right at that point. Because at that point, you're meant to focus on what you're about to do without any interference whatsoever. So that's the one thing that you need to appreciate. And even in that point, what you will find is that there'll be PRD officials who will be there to assist you in the event that you don't know which room to go to, in the event that you're not sure which polling division. As Mr. Kwan indicated, you may not have your voter's card. You may be voting with your driver's license, so you may not know exactly which polling division to go to. And so they'll be there to provide you with that information. Of course, if you wish to go to a party agent of your choosing, then that's obviously a choice that you have.
That as well.
And so it's important to note that. And once you get into that polling station, no agent is meant to be communicating directly with you. If they have a concern or a challenge, they should issue that directive or concern to the presiding officer in that room.
All right, so Mr. Quant, then for you, every election we hear about the long lines, identification questions you touched on earlier, or access issues. What are some of the most common challenges and how are they addressed? You talked to us about one of them, but.
The advanced polling had certain, I should say, I wouldn't call them blatant, but they had a lot of issues, long lines, et cetera, but I cannot blame the parliamentary register for everything. Some people are doing that. I must give, Harrison Thompson and his team much credit. What really happened on Friday was the cutoff date for persons who wanted to vote in the advanced polling. So a lot of persons would have online registered, as well as a lot of the constituency offices held the forms and never took them into either Thursday afternoon or Friday day. So all of a sudden you had an influx on a Friday afternoon, and you talking about voting on Thursday, so you had, 4 days to try to coordinate everything. I don't see that happening during the actual election day polling, because persons will know exactly where to go and or should know where to go. Let me back up a little. If persons feel they don't know where to go, at the front or outside of the polls, most of the parties do have tents, and they can ask for assistance exactly where to go, because you don't want to be standing on the wrong line for hours and come to find out that you're on the wrong line.
Makes sense.
So I think there are means and ways that you can find out which line you're supposed to go on without having to be, standing and then told you're on the wrong line.
Makes a lot of sense. So Keenan, once a ballot is cast, what happens next? Walk us through what takes place behind the scenes to secure and count those votes.
So, and that's an excellent question. So we know that generally speaking, voting is meant to be 10 hours, and the general time frame is 8 to 6. And I say 10 hours specifically because if it starts later than it ends later, it has to be 10 hours. So if it starts 8:10, it ends 6:10. And so once the doors close, the PRD team, as well as the election agents, will get ready for that count, in which they will get all of the boxes together. Every team should have their own identification marks in terms of how they tally their various points. And so once you open the box, the presiding officer is going to go one by one, picking each ballot up and saying who the person is that person voted for. And then you put it down and they go through that. And so persons can appreciate that it's a long and
painstaking process, but it must be done.
But it must be done, and at that point, and this is why we always speak about the fact that it's very difficult in this process to really speak to any sort of stealing of elections, because you have members from every stakeholder that are partaking in this process to ensure that it goes according to what the process is.
Can I just interject here?
You may.
As Keenan said, it should be 10 hours. But what happens when, say, if the poll open at 8 o'clock, it should close at 6. But there are still people online. So the presiding officer or the returning officer identify who is that last person on that line at 6 o'clock.
For sure.
All right? All of those persons in front of that person must vote or should vote. And then the door is closed. So I want people to realize that because it cuts off at 6, it doesn't mean that the voting actually stops.
Right, because once you're in the line, you can still cast your vote.
in the line.
That's absolutely correct.
And so for this final question, I'd like to get both of your perspectives. So Mr. Quant, I'll come to you first, and then I'll come to you, Keenan. So for anyone who may still have concerns, how does the system ensure transparency and maintain public confidence in the final results?
At the beginning of the polls in the morning, all of the ballots are counted. And at the end of the polls, when the balloting starts, once the ballots have been counted, they should equal the same amount that you had in the afternoon as that you had in the morning.
Okay.
Okay? If there is a difference, there's a problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, we must also bear in mind that there are two types of ballots. There's what you call the white ballots, which is the regular ballots, and then you may have the protest ballots, which is a colored ballot.
Okay.
I don't think we're going to go into this when a protest ballot is used and so forth. So the ballots at the end of the day should be counted, and they should equal the amount that you start in the morning. Now, after the first count, you must remember, the election is not over or final until the second count is done. So the box, as Keenan said, is secured. Each of the parties, their agents will put tape on and put all kinds of things on it. So the next morning, once the returning officer has indicated where the count is going to take place, it may not be at the same school or building or classroom where the voting took place. The agents need to be there to inspect the boxes to make sure that their marks or their identification has not been disturbed.
Okay.
But I think the system allows for us, as far as secrecy is concerned, as possible. And the only time that one will try to identify a particular ballot is usually during a court case.
Yes.
Okay.
Election court. Yeah.
An election court case, where then persons will have to go through and identify that particular ballot.
Fair enough. And what are your perspectives, Keenan?
Yeah, so I agree with everything that he said, and I just wanted to add. So it's important to place emphasis on the fact that there's a reconciliation process throughout. So from the start, once they count all of those ballots, so if you have 500 white ballots and you have 100 protest ballots, then those 600 ballots together have to be accounted for at the end of the day. And they provide us with, each agent with forms to say, hey, these are the amount of ballots that came into this room. And so earlier, Mr. Quant mentioned the fact that there would be more ballots. That's because sometimes there are spoiled ballots, and it just simply means that someone may have made a mistake, and they may come out and say, hey, I wish to just, before putting this in the box, I made a mistake, I would like to have another ballot. Okay. Those things happen. And so you want to make sure that, you know, there's a process to ensure that you have sufficient balance to cover any concerns. And at the end, those spoiled ballots, as well as those cast ballots, as well as the protest ballots, all of them have to add up to the same number that came in. And so, yes, while there is a process through which, if you go to election court, you can identify a specific ballot for the purposes of determining what the concern was at the time, outside of that, there's no real way to make the determination as to who voted for what. And you have agents from every political party.
Every one of them are there.
So everyone is there. And Mr. Quant mentioned this, and it's important to emphasize this as well. When we talk about sealing those ballot boxes, I'm talking about we use pens, we use tape, we use the little stuff from the candle.
So clear wax.
Wax.
Clear indications that no tampering.
So many variables that if anyone was to tamper with those boxes,
it would be
while in transit or to or from the PRD office or wherever they keep them overnight, you will be able to identify. And usually the persons who close and put their signatures on them are the ones who come right back to identify and make sure that nothing has been tampered with their signature. So the process itself lends very, very much so to a secret balloting and ensuring that your transparency is there in the complete and utmost way throughout the process.
No, Keenan, Mr. Quant, thank you both so much for breaking it all down for us. I'm sure our viewers really appreciated the time and clarity you provided for them as we are just a week away from election. So again, thank you very much for this very important conversation.
Thank you.
Well, when we come back, now that you know how the process works, what's your plan for your watch night election plans? So we've got some ideas to share right after the break.
When bold flavor meets crispy perfection, something deliciously unexpected happens. Say hello to Wendy's new Italian chicken sandwich. Juicy chicken topped with Italian seasoned tomatoes, melty mozzarella, and a zesty mayo spread that'll have you saying, Bellissimo! It's the chicken you crave with a zesty twist you didn't see coming. Always imitated, never duplicated. Gotta be Wendy's.
Behind every strong economy is a bold entrepreneur, and we're here to support them, island by island. On Cat Island, we've helped 17 entrepreneurs turn their dreams into thriving businesses. Through over $360,000 in approved funding, the SBDC is strengthening Cat Island's economy by investing in its leading sectors: agriculture, fuel, and fishing. No matter the island, every business we support strengthens the economy. Starting with yours. SBDC Bahamas.
Election day always has two sides. The day is about heading to the polls, making your vote count, and doing your civic duty. But once the polls close, the energy shifts. Results come in, homes across the country turn into watch parties filled with conversation and reaction. Tonight, we're focusing on that second half, how to turn your election night into an easy, enjoyable watch experience at home. We're joined by brand representative for Jose Cuervo, Giante Miller. Great to have you here with us.
It's a pleasure to be here again, Jimmy.
Well, I know it's always a fun time. So election day has this natural kind of shift. Serious during the day, much more social at night. So how have you seen people approaching election night watch parties differently in recent years?
Well, we definitely see people want to stock up on their products so that they can host their own election party watch night at home. So they come into the 700 stores, they purchase what they need to purchase in order to be able to entertain family and friends.
And make it a fun night.
Make it a fun night, why not?
What are some of the go-to wines, spirits, or ready-to-serve options from 700 Wines and Spirits that work perfectly for a long night of watching results come in? So
sure.
Where are we going to start?
Okay, so we're going to start with our Ricardo RTDs. This is my favorite, actually, because I represent this brand. And what people don't know is we actually make this here at our brewery. So this is very local.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds very, very much loaded. And it's nice and cool.
Tell me what you think.
It sounds like, well, it tastes like
you like
hit
it?
the spot. I do like it, and I like it that it's nice and cool too.
Yes.
And so what else you have here for us?
And so here we have a wine. This is Santa Margherita Prosecco. And we have a special going on for the month of May for Mother's Day where you buy 6 bottles and you get the 7th one free. It's in our store for $32.
Oh, well, you can't beat that.
Yes.
And Seagrams?
Seagrams, we have 3 flavors of Seagrams. This is actually an RTD as well, a ready to drink. Just pop it in the refrigerator, ready to go. I think you should try the Jamaican Me Happy. This is the one of the most popular ones.
This is the favorite.
That's the favorite
of the bunch.
Yes.
All right, let's see what it tastes like. I like it. It's nice and fruity and crisp. And obviously, you can't miss the wine, eh?
Yeah, so we have the Santa Margherita again. This is the Chardonnay. And you can pair this with pasta, with seafood, any light desserts.
So which one is this one we're going to try
first? That's the Pinot Grigio.
Okay. Nice. I like this one. Somehow a little bit too dry. This seems like it has the perfect mix up. Sometimes it hits the back of your throat like, I need a moment.
I understand.
No. It's nice and smooth.
I
understand.
I like that.
And this next option is?
This one here would be Chardonnay.
Okay. This is nice too.
Kind of pair it with desserts.
One more thing on the table.
Yeah, so we can't be celebrating a Cinco de Mayo and not talk about Jose Cuervo tequila. So here we have the Jose Cuervo Gold and Jose Cuervo Silver. You know, make your own little margarita, your own little, you know.
Tell us about the specials that you have going on. We've been hearing a little bit of buzzing about something called Pasta Cuervo. I don't know. You have to fill us in on what that's all about.
Yeah, so at a few of our accounts, we have a little promotion going on called Pasta Cuervo. So if you were to purchase any Jose Cuervo shot, you'll get a nice little shot necklace. You know, that's a keepsake item.
And while we're on the topic, let's take it a step further, because what's Cinco de Mayo like in Tulum? What makes the celebration sound so unique?
Girl, Tulum is happening tonight at Solamar at 7 p.m. So we're going to have a little Tulum party. We're partnering with Solamar. And so we're going to have special performance by JPEG, some mariachi performers, and we're just going to be in the vibe tonight celebrating Cinco de Mayo.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. So a big thank you to you, Giante, for sharing some of the great ideas for people planning their watch parties to make election night special, but also keeping in mind Cinco de Mayo today and also Mother's Day coming up. So that was a lot you packed in there. So I definitely like what you did there.
Thank you so much.
Thanks again for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Coming up after the break, we shift gears with a vibrant look at culture and color. Stay with us.
If you would like to be a part of What's Trending, DM us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS.
Heaven, I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak. Out together, dancing cheek to cheek.
I'm Jordan, by the way. Tom.
Take your business to the next level by joining the Tourism Development Corporation's Tourism Business and Products Registry. This registry will act as a hub for all Bahamian tourism-related ventures across the blue, green, and orange economies, ensuring that our entrepreneurs get the support, access, and connections they need to help develop a stronger business and ultimately a stronger industry. Join now at tdcbahamas.com.
From the Bahamas to the world stage and back with purpose. This week in Culture and Color, we're highlighting Island Dreamer, our powerful blend of music, storytelling, and visual art.
Culture and Color, presented by Dungaluk Studios Art Gallery.
It's a multi-layered project presented through the Central Bank of the Bahamas' Arts and Culture program, bringing together a book launch, photography exhibition, and the world premiere of a new jazz album. At the heart of it all is Bahamian trumpeter and composer Gifton Jellin. Born and raised here and home, his journey has taken him from local stages to world-famous Juilliard School in New York, where he studied and performed on a global level. Now he returns with a project rooted in creativity, mentorship, and inspiring the next generation through music and art. Welcome to What's Trending, Gifton.
How are you today?
I'm great. Always a pleasure to have you here with us. So, Island Dreamer, what does that name represent for you?
Well, for me, I think we are all island dreamers, right? We grew up here in this country and we all have a dream. We all have something we want to achieve. And for me, I look at myself as being an example of one of them and someone that's actually going off and making it a reality.
And speaking about going off, you left the Bahamas, you went to Juilliard, and you're back with your own work. How has that journey shaped your sound and who you are as an artist?
I think it's something that we all can think about when you look at trajectory. being from here, I think it's good to go off and learn and get that experience and come back and pour into the place that you're from.
Definitely agree, but this isn't just an album. It's a full exhibition with music, photography, and storytelling. What made you want to bring all of those elements together?
I think there was a lot of planning and there was a lot of sitting and thinking about it. I think that's very important when you talk about music and how do you present your music. Context is important. I think being very intentional about how we release music today is what makes the difference. And I think that this was one of the ways that I wanted to present myself. And it was in showing the connection between all these different art forms and all these different disciplines.
Well, there you have it. Island Dreamer obviously is more than music. It's a statement about culture, identity, and purpose. So Gifton, thank you so much for sharing your story and your work with us this evening.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you again. Well, there's more What's Trending coming up after the break.
Bang ding. Bing bang ding. Ding ding dong. Bang bang bang. Ding bang ding. Bing bang ding. Ding ding dong. Bang bang bang. Ding bang ding. Bing bang ding. Bing bang ding. Ding ding dong.
In today's world, a community cannot plan enough for a potential disaster, especially a hurricane. I'm Mario Neri, inviting you for a familiar walk. It's our 2026 Hurricane Seasonal Disaster Preparedness Program. Our special guest represents the Bahamas Red Cross, the Disaster Risk Management Authority, J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, and the Department of Meteorology. Join us because preparation through education is less costly than learning through tragedy.
On Wednesday's show, Bahamian talent is making waves on screens you already love. From power plays to true crime, wait until you hear how she's carving her path in the industry. Before we go, we want to wish a happy birthday to a very special member of the What's Trending family, Letitia Rule. She's the first smiling face you see when you walk through our doors, welcoming everyone with warmth and kindness. Letitia, we celebrate you. Thank you for your positivity, your professionalism, and the energy you bring to the team every day. Well, thanks for watching. Stay connected with us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS. We'll see you tomorrow at 6 p.m.
At Centerville, I'm LaDawn Davis. This is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, has a look at stories making news tonight. The government of the Bahamas officially taking ownership of the Grand Bahama Power Company during a special signing ceremony. Also, CTL Maritime, a subsidiary of MSC, appointing a Bahamian to lead its local operations. And parliamentary officials hosting a meeting to address questions and concerns from general election candidates.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. Topping news tonight, the government sealing a landmark $280 million deal to acquire the Grand Bahama Power Company, marking a major step toward national energy reform, with officials assuring that as the island moves into alignment with the country's power plan, the nation's leader making it clear that he has heard the cries from residents of Grand Bahama and relief is on the way. Our Shalia Rowe joins us live from the Grand Bahama Power Company. Shalia.
Romiko, after years of complaints of high energy bills, the government acquired the Grand Bahama Power Company for some $280 million. This step forward is to lower energy costs on the island. But there is one question. What happens to the nearly 200 employees employed with the Grand Bahama Power Company?
Also protects the employment and benefits of all existing employees of Grand Bahama Power Company. The payment management team will remain in place.
At the heart of the acquisition is a promise of affordability and fairness. The government says the move will align Grand Bahama with the National Energy Framework, ensuring that residents are no longer operating under a separate and often more expensive system. Early projections suggest an average of 37% decrease in electricity bills.
The government of the Bahamas, through a special purpose vehicle called the Grand Bahama Electricity Company, is acquiring all of the outstanding shares of Grand Bahama Power Company. The transaction is funded by a loan from Standard Chartered and Scotiabank. Grand Bahama Power Company will adopt the tariff schedule for services provided to customers in Grand Bahama. And you have heard that adoption could result in savings of an average of 37%.
Energy Minister, the Honorable JoBeth Colby Davis, underscoring the broader implications of the deal, explaining that the acquisition is about more than just lower bills. The Energy Minister says it represents a critical step towards eliminating long-standing disparities between islands and creating a more unified, efficient national energy system. Meanwhile, Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, also on hand, highlighting the signing ceremony as a victory for Grand Bahama.
Today's announcement is historic, and more importantly, it is a step in the right direction for Grand Bahama's over 17,000 households and over 1,500 small and medium-sized businesses.
This Davis administration has heard the cries, and meaningful change is here to address this vexing legacy issue.
Representatives from the Grand Bahama Power Company also reaffirming their commitment to the transition, stating that they remain focused on strengthening alignment with the country's broader energy plan while maintaining reliable service to customers.
This transition of ownership from Emera to the government provides a historic opportunity for Grand Bahama Power and the island of Grand Bahama to play a pivotal role in the nation's energy future under the Bahamas' comprehensive and progressive national energy policy.
We remain committed to ensuring and strengthening alignment with the national energy policy.
Romiko, the Prime Minister closed his keynote address thanking Emera saying that he thanks Emera for bearing the burden that the government should have borne. This shows that the Prime Minister and the government has interest in the island's energy future. Coming to you from the Grand Bahama Power Company, I'm Shalia Rule.
Thanks so much, Shalia. Well, meantime, all eyes are on the maritime sector as CTL Maritime is deepening its commitment to the Bahamas with a major step forward in leadership and investment. Seasoned Bahamian executive Raymond Jones has been appointed president of CTL Maritime Bahamas, taking the helm of the company's growing operations across the country. With decades of experience in maritime transportation and infrastructure, Jones will lead key development projects in Grand Bahama and Nassau as CTL Maritime expands its presence in ports, cruise operations, and destination development. His appointment comes at a pivotal time as the company advances strategic investments aimed at strengthening the Bahamas' position as a leading maritime and cruise destination. These developments are expected to support job creation, build local capacity, and open new opportunities for Bahamian businesses and professionals. While a major shakeup in the skies, the Spirit Airlines has officially exited the market as of May 2nd, and the impact is already being felt while passengers are receiving refunds. Travel agents say the loss goes beyond inconvenience, marking the end of one of the most affordable ways to travel. Jolanda Thompson-Everest reports.
Budget travel takes a hit as Spirit Airlines shuts down after 34 years, ceasing services on May 2nd. Despite refunds being issued, local travel agents say the closure leaves a major gap, removing a value carrier many relied on for affordable travel.
We've had lots of customers that have already booked for travel to Atlanta. We have lots of customers that are traveling for graduations. So we were faced from Saturday morning, after the news broke, we were faced with changing reservations.
The company employed 17,000 people and filed for bankruptcy twice, according to reports. In court filings on Monday, May 4th, the airline said it was forced to ground its fleet, citing a massive and sustained increase in fuel prices due to recent geopolitical events. Proprietor of Gateway Travel Services, Deidre Campbell, says Spirit Airlines also issued a statement confirming refunds for tickets, especially those purchased by credit cards. However, she says the focus is now on finding alternative airlines that service the same routes.
It makes it more difficult because Spirit Airlines really was the value carrier.
But on the ground, frustration is still growing. Some residents say they are still waiting on refunds, while others say the sudden closure has left them stranded and significantly disrupted their travel plans.
But I've had to go through the process of, again, buying tickets, changing accommodations, car rental date, all of that, which, you know, was an inconvenience for all of us.
Despite refunds being issued, it's frustrating because I had everything arranged, and the situation left me scrambling to find another option at the last minute.
Right now, I'm in a position where I paid twice for the same trip, and I still don't have no resolution. I still don't have no understanding of what happened, or when I can get my money back, or if I'm ever going to get my money back.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson, Everest.
Well, in other news, with the general election just days away, mounting concerns from the April 30th advance poll marked by frustration and chaos have candidates demanding answers, prompting the Parliamentary Registration Department to convene a high-level meeting at the Force to Be Pristina Center, bringing together candidates, election officials, returning officers and police to address issues and ensure a smoother election process. Jolanda Thompson Everest has the details in this report.
From procedural issues to Election Day readiness, candidates didn't hold back, voicing concerns and seeking solutions as they met with the Parliamentary Registration Department at the Force to Be Pristina Center, hoping to eliminate confusion before ballots are casted.
Of course, we know that issues arose on the advance poll day, and we wanted to ensure that we, as much as possible, don't have a repeat of what happened.
Access to the closed-door meeting was limited. However, we were able to observe portions of the discussions involving candidates, their representatives, the Parliamentary Registration Department, returning officers, and members of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. The meeting brought together candidates from the Progressive Liberal Party, the Free National Movement, the Coalition of Independents, as well as independent contenders as preparations continue ahead of the May 12 general election. The Assistant Commissioner notes that collaboration among all stakeholders is key to ensuring a more strategic and smoother electoral process.
Each polling division for election day in each constituency will have its own polling place. Doesn't mean that the numbers would be so large, but we expect that the processing, because you don't have multiple polling divisions for persons entering one location, you'll have separate. It should make it a smoother process.
We spoke with several candidates who raised concerns on the historic advance polling day, and here's what they had to say.
Many people were frustrated because the lines were extremely long. Many people left without voting. There were many whose certificates were not wanted during that period.
I think the meeting should have happened prior to the advance poll. I'm happy that it did happen. However, some of the incidents that occurred. It's under the bridge now.
If the time has come for us to now look at having our handicaps and our elders vote in a separate polling station.
Long lines, the waiting periods, the amount of agents in the room, any number of issues that came about were, I believe, addressed.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson, Everest.
Well, the leader of the opposition recently urging undecided voters to back the Free National Movement, warning that voting for the Coalition of Independents or any independent candidate benefits the Progressive Liberal Party. The comments come as parties ramp up outreach to undecided voters ahead of the 2026 general election. And today, Coalition of Independents Pine Ridge candidate Daniel Mitchell is firing back.
If you vote for the F&M, you are voting for the PLP. But when you vote for the COI, you are voting for your inheritance, you're voting to benefit from your natural resources, you are voting for an acre crown land, you are voting to be empowered. This is what the COI is bringing when we become the next government of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Central Grand Bahama candidate Aram Lewis also weighing in on dismissing the warning, adding that he thinks Bahamians want change.
Whatever the opposing parties may say about the COI, we stand for the people. And a vote for the COI is a vote for the COI and it's a vote for the people. We are not going to be distracted and allow our detractors to say anything, or they may say it, but we're not going to sit back and allow them to get away with saying that a vote for the COI is for another party. No, a vote for the COI is for you. It's for your children. It's for your grandchildren.
Well, some sad news from the Berry Islands. Police have launched an investigation into the sudden death of an 83-year-old American man that occurred at Great Stirrup Key, Berry Islands on Sunday, May 3rd, 2026. Preliminary reports indicate that shortly after 3 p.m., officers at Bullock's Harbor Police Station were notified of the incident by a security official on Great Stirrup Key. Officers, accompanied by a local doctor, proceeded to the location and were directed to a medical facility on the island. There, a cruise line physician directed them to an unresponsive male. After examination, no vital signs were detected and the man was pronounced dead. Police report further indicate that the deceased son reported that around 2 p.m. and he and his father had been snorkeling around the beach. As they were finishing, he moved ahead but soon noticed his father had stopped. Upon returning, he found his father in the water without a mask and unresponsive. He immediately called for assistance and a lifeguard along with medical personnel responded. The deceased was transported to Bullock's Harbor and will be taken to New Providence, where an autopsy will be conducted to determine the exact cause of death.
And still to come.
Christ the King grounds hosting a loan and health fair. That story, sports, and more when we come back.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Dolly Madison.
Save more drugs. We got you. From cosmetics to prosthetics. What you need for your family. The brands you're looking for. The quality you expect. The prices you need and deserve. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Dr. Monique Pratt, the candidate for East Grand Bahama, is reminding you to exercise your right to vote on May 12th. Make your voice count at the polls. The prescription for progress. Choose progress. Paid for by the Progressive Liberal Party.
When your body craves the water it needs, be sure to give it the best. Arawak Springs.
You're invited to the Spring Revival at the Seventh-day Adventist Church on Gambia Drive on May 2nd through the 16th at 7:15 p.m. nightly. Come and hear Dr. Henry R. Monker speak hope to our community and a world in chaos.
Mother's Day is right around the corner, and if you're thinking about what to get her this year, make it something that lasts. At Cornet Bahamas, we transform everyday spaces into something that's truly special. From custom cabinets and elegant countertops to tiles, premium flooring, windows, and doors. And just in time for Mother's Day, Cornet Bahamas is back with our 35% off Mother's Day sale happening April 16th through May 16th. This is your moment to upgrade her home. Visit us today and take advantage of the savings.
Ginger Moxie, candidate for Pine Ridge, is reminding you to exercise your right to vote on May 12th. Make your voice count at the polls. Ginger for the people, choose progress. Paid for by the Progressive Liberal Party.
The world is changing. It's bringing new challenges, but also new opportunities. The truth is, our economy always left too many Bahamians out. Now we're opening new doors in agriculture, tourism, energy, entrepreneurship, providing grants, scholarships, national service, and upskilling. A new generation is rising, and we're finally moving in the right direction, building an economy that includes everyone.
Election day is quickly approaching, and your participation is essential to our democracy. So make your plan to vote.
If you have registered in a previous election and haven't changed your constituency, you are still eligible to vote.
To vote, simply bring a valid form of ID, passport, or driver's license.
Polling stations will be opened in every constituency. Check your location and be prepared.
Voting is more than a right. It's your responsibility as a citizen of the Bahamas.
Your vote is your voice. Make sure it's heard.
A strong democracy depends on participation. Don't sit this one out.
And once you've cast your vote, be sure to stay with us for complete election coverage. The ZNS Network, your election headquarters.
Your #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. On the Pro Cathedral at Christ the King grounds this past Saturday, Commonwealth Bank and Doctors Hospital joining together to host a loan and health fair, invoking better health awareness as well as financial assistance for residents. Chief Nursing Officer for Doctors Hospital, Dr. Bridget Sherman, and Assistant Credit Manager for Commonwealth Bank, O'Don Hanna, say the overall turnout for the event was well worth the effort.
We have a lot of persons taking a lot of medications. Sometimes they don't know when to take them, what time of day. So there are persons here who can sit with them and really work that out.
The reaction has been tremendous because people, they want the deal. They want the deal. And it's only common sense, you know. You go to these other places, they give you a fake rate, well, they tell you the rate, but then you don't get it. But over here, it's a little more realistic. And even if it's not happening like that, we still find ways to make it happen or make something close to that happen. Because, again, we're all about helping Bahamians. We're a Bahamian bank.
Rector for the hosting church, Father Kirkland Russell, expressing his pleasure for the turnout, noting the hard work and preparation leading up to the event by the various vendors and sponsors, making the initiative a success.
So many people work day and night, not only from Doctors Hospital, but here at Christ the King, Commonwealth Bank, all of the vendors. A lot of people have done so much work to make it happen, and to see all the people here, it's very wonderful to see, and it just shows that, you know, if we offer these things to the public will come, and they are hungry to see all the different products and different services that are available. So I'm very happy to see what's going on here.
Well, Grand Bahama residents showed up in strong numbers over the weekend to support a life-saving cause. On Saturday, May 2nd, the 4th annual Gift of Life blood drive was held in collaboration with the Public Hospitals Authority and Grand Bahama Health Services. Speaking with Health Services Laboratory Manager Claudine Glinton and Senior Project Manager with CoLab and the Ministry of Grand Bahama, Shivonia McBride, they praised the annual initiative as it produces the majority of the blood available for in-need patients.
This is the one of the few times that we can say that we collect
a significant amount of blood to help many of our patients, some of who don't have any donors. So this is very important to Grand Bahama Health Services.
We created history in having the most blood donated in a single blood drive. That is something that we boast about at Collab and within the Ministry for Grand Bahama. And so we found it fitting to ensure that we continue this initiative. And so today, we are at our 4th annual blood drive, and through the years, we've increased, and we've had a number of success stories.
A consistent partner of the endeavor is the Royal Bahamas Police Force and its current cohort of recruits, Assistant Commissioner of Police and Officer in charge of the Northern Bahamas, Eduardo Deems, as well as Recruit Constable Teron Bain. Note that giving blood is a part of their mission to continue serving the community in any way possible.
We decide that we will take the time out of our busy schedules to come and participate and to give blood. And we are the reigning champions for the past years in terms of the numbers of officers that we bring out to support this initiative.
This is another opportunity to be a part of something bigger than myself. This here, I feel is important because we're here to serve those in need. And as I'm looking to become a civil servant, I serve the people.
We salute our Facebook friend of the night, Deja Lang. Thank you so much for your support and hope that you enjoyed your day. And that is a look at stories making news. Don't go away. Shane Stubbs is up next with your check on sports.
Eddie Wan, candidate for Morocco City, is reminding you to exercise your right to vote. On May 12th, make your voice count. Ready with Eddie. Choose Progress. Paid for by the Progressive Liberal Party.
Save more drugs, from cosmetics to prosthetics. What you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, vitamins you need, and prescriptions you gain. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Parco Deal, candidate for Central Grand Bahama, is reminding you to exercise your right to vote on May 12th. Make your voice count at the polls. Seal the deal with Parco Deal. Choose Progress. Paid for by the Progressive Liberal Party.
The F&M can't agree on anything except attacking everything started by the PLP. Now he's calling for a reset, but it's stop, review, and cancel again. New airports, school breakfast, upskill, the National Youth Guard, energy reforms. This crew would roll back progress. The FNM, not strong enough to lead us forward, but petty enough to drag us back.
Welcome to the ZNS Total Sports Cave, everyone. I'm Shane Stubbs. The Thunder rolled in and made a statement, blasting past the Blue Marlins to capture the Shockwave Elite 5 flag football junior crown. Head coach Jason Russell breaks down what this victory means for his squad.
Listen, last year we went the whole season with no wins. So for these guys to come back, put their heart on the line, fight, and get the win, I applaud them. They put in the work, and they got the results they wanted.
24-6 was your final score, with the Thunder getting a huge boost from their most valuable player, quarterback Jaden Ellis, who logged one passing touchdown and on defense came away with a pick six.
I'm very happy that I got MVP, thanks to my coach, my teammates. Next year I'm going into the senior league, so I got to do a lot of practicing because senior league is the big boy league.
On the senior side, the Green Machine was in full operation versus the Buccaneers. And like a well-oiled machine, they operated to a 27-18 win. Xavier Knowles was the MVP with 5 catches, 1 touchdown, 3 conversions, and an interception. And each team would receive some hard-earned bling to cap off their season. Elsewhere in track and field, Grand Bahamian Joshua Williams coming away with 2 regional titles for Westminster Academy over in Florida. On the juniors' first leap in the long jump, he landed the pit mark at 6.82 meters, which was all he needed to lock up the title. Williams would also clear a winning mark of 2.02 meters in the high jump. Williams will now be back on the field this week for the state championships. And wrapping things up with some soccer in the Arthur Paris Mary Knapp High School Soccer League, the LIS Buccaneers dominated the Sunland Stingers, getting the W 9-0. The Jockeyville Wildcats and Mary Star Crusaders was quite the stalemate, ending in a 0-0 draw. The Tabernacle Falcons, however, grounded the Aylmer Rock Blue Jays 3-1, and the BMES Warriors and St. George's Jaguars was a hard-fought battle, but that game ended in a 3-3 tie.
And that's going to do it for your sports fix this evening. Your local forecast is next. I'm Shane Stubbs. Catch you all on The Rebound.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
See news in the making? Call us at 352-9713 or 359-5167, or you can email us at zns3news@gmail.com.
Kingsley Smith Jr., candidate for West Grand Bahama, is reminding you to exercise your right to vote on May 12th. Make your voice count at the polls. It's still one love. Choose progress. Paid for by the Progressive Liberal Party.
At Save More Drugs, we got you. We got what you want. We got what you need. We got what you came for. The quality you expect. The prices you need and deserve. Save more at Save More Drugs.
The F&M can't agree on anything except attacking everything started by the PLP. Now he's calling for a reset, but it's stop, review, and cancel again. New airports, school breakfast, upskill, the National Youth Guard, energy reforms. This crew would roll back progress. The FNM, not strong enough to lead us forward, but petty enough to drag us back.
Let's keep it clean. Put it in the trash, my guy. Not on the ground, not on the beach, not in the bush, not in the street. No, yeah. Just put it in the trash, my guy. Not on the ground, not on the beach, not in the bush, not on the streets. Just put it in the trash, my guy.
Bombastic side-eye. Criminal offensive side-eye.
Put it in the trash. Put it in the trash. That's it, that's it. Put it in the trash. Just put it in the trash. That's it, that's it. Just put it in the trash, my guy. Not on the ground, not on the beach, not in the bush, not in the street. Just put it in the trash, my guy. Yeah. Just put it in the trash, my guy. Yeah. We just gotta keep Grand Bahama clean.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that is going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for joining us. Here's a live look at the Bahamas tonight, coming your way next.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, a power move to drive down the cost of electricity in Grand Bahama. What today's acquisition means for employees of the Grand Bahama Power Company, and how soon will the impact kick in? Plus, claims of a compromised election finds a former political candidate going head-to-head with the government in court. And vehicles up in flames in a raging fire that threatens a constituency office, leaving neighboring residents fearful. The Bahamas tonight. The national report starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. The Davis administration saying relief tonight, not only on the way, but it is here for the island of Grand Bahama, where today the government signed a contract finalizing its acquisition of the Grand Bahama Power Company. Corval Pyfrom joins us with more on what this move means for the power company and how soon consumers will feel its impact. Corval?
Energy reform ranks high on the Davis administration's list of priorities, and today's completion of this acquisition of the Grand Bahama Power Company now brings Grand Bahama into the National Energy Plan. Government's acquisition of the Grand Bahama Power Company is the start of leveling the playing field for consumers, both residential and commercial. Grand Bahama Minister, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, and Energy Minister, the Honorable JoBeth Colby Davis, say this move represents more than a policy decision and delivers tangible relief to an issue that has plagued that island for decades.
For too long, families and businesses have carried the weight of extremely high electricity costs. This acquisition is not only about ownership, it is about fairness, accountability, and ensuring that the people and businesses of Grand Bahama benefit from the same modern regulatory protection as Bahamians elsewhere.
The acquisition relinquishes control of the utility from Canadian firm Emera, placing it in the hands of the Bahamian people for the first time in its history. There will be no disruption during this transition period. Jobs are secured and employee benefits will be honored. Speaking to ZNS News on the sideline of Tuesday's historic signing, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis on how soon customers can expect to feel relief from high energy costs.
It should come in effect at the next billing cycle, which would mean that customers should see a reduction in their bill of at least 30%, as high as 41% in some instances, depending on where you fall in the scales.
And as for how much this acquisition costs the government, the Prime Minister providing this breakdown.
It is less than 200 million, and we are adjusting because of there's some other hangovers that we have to deal with to determine the exact price. And once we have done that, it'll be less than 200 million.
Prime Minister Davis there and members of his cabinet say that this is a big day for Grand Bahama and a big day for the Bahamas. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corvell Pyfrom.
Well, thanks, Corvell. The government is meantime hoping for a repeat of its victory in Eleuthera, where tonight it will make a case for why residents there should keep the momentum going. On the ground for us, our Leah Cooper and cameraman Donnie Sweetie.
Good evening, Makushla. The island hopping for progress continues over in Savannah Sound. We're at the Longley Newberry Park, and the rally is expected to start at 8 p.m. Now, as you can see, supporters are beginning to trickle in. The crew is still setting up, though. This particular rally is for the entire island of Eleuthera, which has predominantly been a PLP territory since 2002, with the exception, of course, of the 2017 general election under the Minnis administration. We also expect to hear from the candidates in this area. That's Sylvanus Petty and Clay Sweeting. We'll also hear from the likes of the Honorable Glennis, Hannah Martin, Zane Lightbourne, Keith Bell, and of course the party's leadership, Prime Minister Philip Davis and Chester Cooper, the Deputy Prime Minister. Lots of excitement lined up for tonight. We were supposed to interview Avi, but he is, of course, getting ready for another unforgettable performance tonight. We expect after last night's viral moment that this time will be nothing short of entertaining. Lots of excitement to cover tonight, and I'll be here to cover all the juicy details. But for now, I'm Leah Cooper reporting live from Savannah Sound, and I'm tossing it over to our Corvell Pyfrom back in the Capitol.
PLP's united some good old-fashioned gospel with New Day political jargon Monday night as scores of its supporters flooded the grounds of the Farmers Market on Gladstone Road. Time is winding, but what's not are the attacks. Candidates seem to have only sharpened their blade. Carmichael candidate Minister the Honorable Keith Bell taking shots at F&M Garden Hills candidate Rick Fox. Calling him Slick Rick has become a part of the PLP's rally routine.
Ask Slick Rick tonight. Where the factory? Where the 30 homes for Abaco? Where the 1,000 homes? And yes, Slick Rick, where is the Crown Line?
Health and Wellness Minister, Tall Pines candidate Dr. Michael Darville blasting the F&M for not supporting the new specialty hospital here in New Providence.
The F&M wants to cancel the Nassau Hospital deal. They want to leave Bahamians in the old Princess Margaret Hospital. It's from another era. And they do not have a plan. They do not have a strategy for the future.
And the PLP's deputy and leader both cautioned supporters to remain focused and mindful that this race is not won yet, also hoping to stoke fear of what a F&M government would be like.
You decide to stay home, let me tell you, you will wake up on May the 13th and realize you just handed your country right back to the people who devastated it. The F&M ship is sinking. Captain Pintard is not up to the job. That's why they have sent out an SOS sign. And they are clutching at any little lifeboat trying to stop themselves from going under. That's what they're doing. They see the same things we see, you know.
Well, thanks, Corvell. Meantime, from promises of major improvements in healthcare to expanded opportunities for young people to stronger support for public servants. The Free National Movement supporters in the Berry Islands turned out last night to hear that party's plan if given a chance to govern come May 12th. We hear more in this next report from our Desmond Saunders.
The Free Nation Movement intensifying its push into the Berry Islands, bringing its Fire Forward campaign with a sharpened focus on immediate healthcare reform, expanded economic opportunities, and stronger support for public servants. Free Nation Movement leader Michael Pintard outlined a plan to transform healthcare access on the Berry Islands.
You have a chance to create a new healthcare system where your clinic is able to respond to emergency situations that you may experience on this island. That's why we are going to hire 100 additional doctors and over 200 nurses. We believe you deserve to have services that we are enjoying in New Providence.
Pintard also turned his attention to the next generation, emphasizing that young people should not have to leave their communities to find success. He pointed to technology and remote work as key drivers of future growth in the Berry Islands.
For the young people on this island, there is no reason that we should not have more opportunities for you to succeed right here on the island, where you could set up technology businesses, where you could live locally and work internationally online, on your computer, on your telephone. There are opportunities that we intend with you to create for the next generation.
Meanwhile, the party's candidate for the Berry Islands, Carlton Boleg, is positioning himself as a committed public servant with deep roots in the community.
When I came home in 1996 to serve as a customs officer, I made myself a promise. Always, and I mean always, work for the people of these islands. And Berry Islands, I refuse to break that promise.
The F&M leader also used the platform to endorse Boleg, describing him as a leader with a proven record of service and a genuine connection to the people of the Berry Islands and beyond. With momentum building, the Free Nation Movement is casting this election as a critical moment to deliver long overdue improvements across the islands. Desmond Saunders, The Bahamas Tonight.
Now, starting tomorrow, ballot boxes will be transported to the Family Islands and used at polling stations on Election Day. LaDon Davis spoke with Parliamentary Registration Department officials to find out how they're addressing public concerns and security issues.
Consultant to the Parliamentary Registration Department, Jeffrey McPhee, telling ZNS News that ballot boxes capable of holding thousands of votes will be transported to polling stations across settlements throughout the Family Islands. McPhee says extensive logistical planning goes into positioning these boxes to ensure a smooth and efficient voting process.
Whether it's a consideration, our use of the military forces airplanes, if they are available seats where we find it contingent by flight carriers to carry our persons and their boxes. So all of these are utilized because that has to happen relatively quickly. They have to be, all of these for the Family Islands have to be pre-positioned, unlike New Providence and Grand Bahama.
But tensions flaring at the advanced polls, and during last year's Golden Isles by-election, concerns were raised about the potential for tampering with ballot boxes. But McPhee says Bahamians should not panic. He assures that strict security measures will be put in place to safeguard the ballot boxes throughout the electoral process.
The ballot boxes are always in the custody of election officials, not necessarily PRD. We turn them over to the election officials, the returning officers, presiding officers, and always to police department.
But according to McPhee, a separate contingency plan has been put in place to accommodate the large voter turnout expected in Grand Bahama.
A staff from the Parliamentary Registration Department would go to Grand Bahama, and Grand Bahama is equipped to do it on their own, but because they are 5 constituencies all on one island, our presence and the police are there when the ballot boxes are being packed.
If weather permits, ballot boxes are expected to be up and ready to accommodate the more than 180,000 registered voters expected to cast their ballots on Election Day. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm LaDawn Davis.
Now we understand that the Free National Movement is at this hour staging a protest outside the police headquarters on East Street. We hope to have more on that story for you in a later newscast. Well, political activist Ali McIntosh having her day in court today as she petitions for an injunction to the 2026 general election, citing concerns of invalid voters and possible compromise of the executive branch of government. Our Lloyd Allen joins us in studio with more details from those proceedings.
Well, good evening, Mokusha, and good evening, Bahamas. From the Swift Justice Court, political activist and leader of the Bahamas Constitution Party, Ali McIntosh, taking her concerns with the election proceedings to the Supreme Court, seeking an injunction. McIntosh cited to the Justice of the Supreme Court, Leif Farquharson Casey, a myriad of concerns highlighted by irregularities within the Parliamentary Registration Department's register. McIntosh argues an alleged defective register littered with persons who are reportedly falsely identified as Bahamian citizens through fake passports and voters' cards. Additionally, McIntosh claims the register, which is not gazetted, is also alarming, validating her claim. Now, Crown Counsel at the Office of the Attorney General, Olivia Pratt-Nixon, responded, saying according to Section 25(2)(a) of the Parliamentary Elections Act, a gazetted register will be published at the Office of the Parliamentary Registration Department with copies given to respective candidates. Now, adding the law does not require publication in the dailies. Further, Justice Farquharson asked, what is the jurisdiction on which McIntosh is invoking the injunction? McIntosh then told the court similar cases internationally have occurred, but was unable to confirm if those cases taken to court led to an injunction. ZNS News spoke with McIntosh outside court on expectations on the ruling.
I feel that the law will prevail. Constitutional law is very strong and it's very set. And so when we are looking at what should happen, the Constitution does prevail. So we do believe that the balance of the law, the case, the judge will rule accordingly. I believe what is necessary in this ruling, that public trust is restored in the judiciary, and that if there is a malfeasance or if there is misbehavior or inappropriate abuse of the executive, the judiciary should be able to step in.
A ruling on the case is expected on Wednesday. For the Bahamas Tonight, reporting in studio, I'm Lloyd Allen. Makushla.
Well, thanks, Lloyd. Coming up, 8 vehicles go up in flames. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
Travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
The week moves fast. Move smart with KFC. Monday, start with crunchy deals. Tuesday, you already know it's crazy. Wednesday, keep it under $10. Thursday, the Kentucky Crunch for $7.50. Friday, the meal deal for $9.85. Saturday night, we got you covered. And Sunday, no stove today. The fill-up box feeds the family. Outsmart the week with KFC.
We're expanding opportunities by investing in our people.
Opportunities like Upskill Bahamas,
we created our first national apprenticeship program.
We're promoting Bahamian ownership in tourism.
We're supporting Bahamian athletes.
Our first National Youth Guard.
We're building new roads and airports across the Family Island.
The world will keep changing, but so will we. And we're just getting started.
Go online to read our blueprint for progress.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
Near. Far. Where can I get 3 flavors in one pizza?
In here, at Little Caesars.
Ahoy! Then I'll take it for a great price. It's not madness, it's Little Caesars.
Pizza.
3 flavors, 1 happy you for just $11 VAT inclusive. Now available at all 5 of our locations. Little Caesars Oaks Field, Carmichael Road, East Street Pineapple Plaza, Charles Saunders Highway, and 1 East Plaza. It's not madness, it's Little Caesars.
Pizza.
5 cars, catch the keys, don't blink, take these.
Island Luck is giving away 5 brand new cars. Earn 10 reward points for a chance to enter and win. Enter weekly from Monday 12 a.m. to Sunday 2 p.m. Winners are announced Sundays at 3 p.m. on 103.5 The Beat and Island Luck Socials. 5 cars, 5 weeks. The more you play, the better your chances. Visit islandluck.com for more information. Catch the keys only at Island Luck.
Must be 18 and over. Island Luck reminds you that it's only a game, so please game responsibly.
5 years, we struggle as they rule. Our economy in ruins. Job prospects dried up. Hundreds of millions spent on no-bid contracts. Illegal immigrants flooded our communities. Our schools and hospitals broken. And healthcare unaffordable. Now they want 5 more years. If they get it, our future, our Bahamas, is gone. No more. Under the F&M, that changes. Because they know their job is to work for you, not the few.
Well, you're looking at a shot there of Duke Street off Shirley Street. There's Trinity Methodist Church and the Central Bank of the Bahamas on the right, St. Andrew's Presbyterian Kirk on the left. And that shot courtesy of our drone pilot, Shane Gibson. Seven calendar days to go before voters cast their ballots. Flashy large-scale rallies and sleek paraphernalia giving way to an age-old question during Bahamian political season. Who's really financing political campaigns and to what degree? In this next report, our Lloyd Allen explores what's at risk in the absence of campaign finance regulations.
Remember, it's not just about regulations of potential elected officials. It's about trust.
The Organization for Responsible Governance is a watchdog group centered on fostering good governance, economic development, and civic engagement. Executive Director Matt Aubrey says no government has pushed forward legislation on campaign reform laws. He shares that the fundamental challenge lies in funding, transparency, and accountability.
It's fundamentally about the ability to understand monies as they're coming and moving through and be able to see if that has any impact on the way that somebody might represent a particular constituency or manage a particular ministry.
Now, what's important to note, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis initially confirmed back in September 2024 and later reaffirmed in July 2025 that campaign finance reform would not come before the country's upcoming general election.
What's the priority for me now is to relieve the pain that my people are feeling right now, like providing fresh bottled water for people in Cat Island, Family Island infrastructure and development.
Free National Movement leader Michael Pintard says yes to campaign regulations within reason.
Next election, I think it is important for us to be in a position to provide that kind of information because, again, you want to make sure of both the source of funds and the character of certain persons who are providing it.
Meantime, Coalition of Independents leader and Pinewood candidate Lincoln Bain, as well as Freetown Independent candidate Andrew Johnson, both weighing in on the conversation.
I am thankful that the OAS would constantly try to help us to make sure that our democracy is secure by observing. And I thank God for their recommendations, including campaign finance reform.
There are many things that need to be done and changed in this country. Finance reform is one of them. That's very important.
At present, the Bahamas has no comprehensive legal framework requiring political parties to disclose who funds their campaign, how much is donated, or how that money is spent. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Well, in other news tonight, an early afternoon fire tears through a direct parts yard in the Bamboo Town area, destroying multiple vehicles and raising concerns for residents. Samaya Moss tells us more.
8 vehicles, property of Stewart's Tour Bus Services, were consumed by a massive fire that erupted on Malcolm Road, East Street South, Tuesday afternoon. Firefighters worked tirelessly to contain the blaze as thick smoke and intense heat spread dangerously close to nearby homes. While the parts yard owner, Lindber Stewart, was too distraught to appear on camera, he did inform our news team that he is devastated by the loss and confirmed no one was injured. Eyewitness Talisha Nenard recounted the moments before the fire unfolded, describing it was a rapid blaze that appeared to quickly get out of control.
The fire was very huge, and everybody was walking around screaming, saying, the fire, call 911, not call 911. And I was like, oh my God, what happened? And that's how I saw it. The lady ran out. Her daughter called on the phone and said, there's a fire close home. She had to call her mommy to come out the house. Her mommy come out bare feet.
The fire crept closely to the Free National Movement's Bamboo Town candidate, Dr. Dwayne Sands.
We thank the Royal Bahamas Police Force Fire Branch for acting quickly and getting this thing under control. As you know, my headquarters is immediately adjacent to that site. And so this, for me, was a very real threat. Thankfully, the headquarters, my staff, everybody, they're safe. And no other businesses were negatively impacted.
Firefighters say they are unclear in regards to the exact cause of the blaze, but investigations into the matter are ongoing. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Amaya Moss.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
We're expanding opportunities by investing in our people.
Opportunities like Upskill Bahamas. We created our first national apprenticeship program.
We're promoting Bahamian ownership in tourism.
We're supporting Bahamian athletes. Our first National Youth Guard.
We're building new roads and airports across the Family Island.
The world will keep changing, but so will we. And we're just getting started.
Go online to read our blueprint for progress.
Sweet and spicy, marinated right, tossed with chili. Wow, wow. Garlic and ginger have many flavors, like honey barbecue.
Signature hot wings, turn down the heat for you. Those pepper wings, what's your flavor?
Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken, you know. So many flavors to try. What's your flavor? Honey barbecue, sweet and spicy, all new.
Signature hot wings.
What's your flavor? Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken, you know.
Those pepper wings.
When bold flavor meets crispy perfection, something deliciously unexpected happens. Say hello to Wendy's new Italian chicken sandwich. Juicy chicken topped with Italian seasoned tomatoes, melty mozzarella, and a zesty mayo spread that'll have you saying, Bellissimo! It's the chicken you crave with a zesty twist you didn't see coming. Always imitated, never duplicated. Gotta be Wendy's.
Midnight ward in the red lights. below. Nurse to breathe grace, but the pain won't go. Head is the weight on the sick tonight. Too many souls in a losing fight. Broken jaw waiting, no surgeon in sight. Child in the hallway crying all night. Girl in emergency gasping for breath. No tools in the war fighting death. Running those halls with fire in her chest. Searching for the steel they failed to invest. Back to her office through rage and through night. Just to find something to save that life. Rise up now. Rise up now. Rise up now. Dr. McIver. Rise up now. Midnight one and the red lights glow. Yeah.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Well, on the Cinco de Mayo, we're going to check on in now with Royston and Marlena for a quick peek of what's coming up in Access Now. And I know you're ready to tell us about what you have in store for the date.
Absolutely. I was going to ask you if you were Cinco de Mayoing, if you did any festivities today. And I got to say, ¿cómo estás? You know, we're going to be working on our Spanish. It's Taco Tuesday and Cinco de Mayo, so dual reasons to do so. So, ¿hablamos español?
I'll be Mayoing, as I told you.
Earlier.
As I told you, Royston, not Cinco de Mayoing, just Mayo. I'm on the lesser end.
Yes, going back to my own bed. Yes, just keeping it cool. Well, on our side, we had the Met Gala last night, but I feel like what I would consider anyway the Bahamian Met Gala, the Cancer Society Ball is coming up at the end of the month.
Oh, yes.
We've got the Cancer Society in the house to tell us all about the theme and what people can expect to bring in terms of fashion for that amazing fundraiser.
Sounds good. Anything for cancer awareness and boosting those funds for a good cause. Well, stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight. The National Report continues after this.
Every job I've had, I've learned something invaluable. When I was in construction, my brother made us look for the screws and the nails in the dirt because your job could be held up if you ran out of nails. One of the sayings was, if you have time to lean, you have time to clean. You are always on the clock. The FNM knows a strong economy means better jobs, more money in people's pocket, and a real comeback. And our team will work every day to make it happen.
Take your business to the next level by joining the Tourism Development Corporation's Tourism Business and Products Registry. This registry will act as a hub for all Bahamian tourism-related ventures across the blue, green, and orange economies, ensuring that our entrepreneurs get the support, access, and connections they need to help develop a stronger business and ultimately a stronger industry. Join now at tdcbahamas.com.
Welcome back to another episode of The Movement. For generations, Potter's Key Dock has powered livelihoods without ever being powered itself. This historic marine hub has operated through ingenuity, resilience, and makeshift solutions. But today, it stands on the threshold of transformation. Well, the groundwork has officially started to electrify the Potter's Key Dock for the very first time in our nation's history. And the Ministry of Energy is calling the project a major step in modernization and sustainability. The Ministry of Energy is now laying the groundwork to electrify the dock for the very first time. And leading the charge is Energy Minister JoBeth Colby Davis, who toured the site meeting with vendors whose daily lives stand to benefit from this long-awaited upgrade.
I think all the vendors are grateful for it because we use sometimes 4 or 5 generators a year. And we say thank you to the minister.
So today, this project means access to reliable and sustainable power to continue to grow their businesses.
The electrification project is being led by the Ministry of Energy, working alongside Bahamas Power and Light, the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources, and the Ministry of Works. This new system will introduce lowering operational costs and environmental impact over time.
Each individual stall will have their own dedicated meter. We are also installing spare infrastructure for the next 20, 30, even 40 years.
The Ministry of Energy is so proud to be at the forefront of this national and historic initiative, and we invite everyone to celebrate the electrification of Fortescue Dock.
Now, vendors say that more reliable electricity changes everything. But of course, the Ministry of Energy says that this project is just a part of a more elaborate plan to make the Bahamas into a more energy-efficient place.
And that does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
As the Bahamas keeps pace with the global energy transition, Bahamas Power and Light's Executive Chairman Christina Alston shares how the power generation giant is moving with intention, taking a strategic islands-by-islands approach to ensure modern solutions, upgraded infrastructure, and long-term planning meets the needs of communities across the country.
We're looping the entire island, so we have two-way power flow. We have 2 power stations on the island. I think that's very important that we maintain that flexibility. You don't want to have one power station at the end of the island, and then if something happens, we cannot support the rest of the island.
Addressing the perception that the country is behind in its energy evolution, Mrs. Alston outlines the significant onboarding of new systems already underway to ensure key goals are achieved.
I think the perception coming in was that, well, we're just so much further behind than the rest of the world, and that's not true. This is a very sophisticated system, and it's a very difficult system to maintain because of the density and the size. And then when you couple that with the needs of the family islands and how fast they're growing.
Reinforcing the approach of the new energy era, Executive Chairman Christina Alston emphasizes how working holistically and simultaneously across key areas is accelerating the country's energy evolution.
So when we decided to do the new energy era, it's almost like, well, I'm going in and I'm having to have this work done. And it's like, well, let's go ahead and do it all one time. And so that was the benefit of looking at it from a holistic point of view.
With the Bahamas keeping pace with global energy advancements, Bahamas Power and Light has taken a meticulous and strategic approach in ensuring that each island is supported through the introduction of newer technologies and upgraded equipment, positioning the nation for a more connected, resilient, and future-ready energy system that serves every island with intention.
Good to grow. Keeping you in the know. Keeping you in the know. God, that's good enough to eat, that is good to grow. It's good enough to eat, that is good to grow.
Yesterday, a major step forward was taken in agriculture and marine resources, as well as in education in the Bahamas, as we officially opened the new dormitories and classrooms at the Bahamas Agriculture and Marine Science Institute in Andros. Prime Minister Philip Davis joined Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources Jomo Campbell to lead the official opening and dedication of the new student housing and classroom facilities at BAMSI. Joining them were the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, Honorable Leonardo Lightburn, former Prime Minister Honorable Perry Christie, Chairman of BAMSI C. Ron Dean, and President of BAMSI Dr. Ravinia Hanna.
The classrooms and training spaces provide the foundation for technical learning. But what makes BAMSI unique is its integration of education with actual active operations. This model ensures that students graduate not just with knowledge, but with the ability to produce. We're already seeing the impact. Poultry programs, for example, have demonstrated the ability to meet a meaningful share of local demand across the country, and more directly within Andros.
Advancing, we are creating a powerful pathway from the classroom to the field, from learning to livelihood, and from Andros to the nation's table. The completion of these classroom clusters will serve our students and support learning at the highest level. Each classroom is designed to create an environment that is focused and engaged. These facilities will also include a modern, world-class lab designed to support hands-on learning in agriculture and marine science. In addition to the classroom clusters, we're also dedicating a 24-room student dormitory capable of accommodating 48 students in a safe and supportive residential environment. I'm especially proud that this development includes fully accessible facilities, ensuring that a diverse range of students can learn and thrive here.
Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Keith Bryan Jr.
Two wedding planners highlighted by their international peers at a conference recently. Stay close for that.
Plus, the local fly fishing industry reels in a big catch. Those details straight ahead.
Also, tourism launches its new digital card system.
And of course, we've got your latest in sports coming up.
Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Royston Jones.
And I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
Now, Cinco de Mayo was in full swing today with celebrations filled with color, music, and energy. And for many, that festive spirit, as you can see, will continue well into the night.
And I feel like it's one of those celebrations you don't just see, but you can feel it. Like there's a real pulse to it between the food, the drinks, the energy, of course, the dancing that's going to happen in some places. It really pulls people in, and it's more of a celebration of connection and heritage than just the party.
Absolutely. And with that said, happy Cinco de Mayo, and let's dive right into the news. Two prominent wedding and event planners getting their flowers from some international colleagues this week, and they're playing key roles in this year's Wedding Show Producers International Conference. Our West Calix Forbes has all the details.
For years, they've made dreams come true, and now two Bahamian wedding and event planners are being hailed creme de la creme in their industry by some of their international partners. The Wedding Show Producers International body is in town this month for their annual conference. While here, the 70-member team will shine the spotlight on Kim Wallace and Makiva Wallace for their years of expertise in the wedding planning industry and the many bridal dreams they've helped bring to life. Kim says being featured on this scale is a big deal for small businesses.
Small business is the backbone of our country. There are many, many vendors out there who are just doing their best to make, the occasion magnificent for all our brides and grooms. So we have to take the time to listen to our customers and listen well to meet their needs. And also what is important is an event like this, that we can meet other vendors and other persons in the profession to help us grow and learn from each other with new ideas and new concepts, just to make the occasion even more special.
As for Makiva, you've known her as the coordinator for the Bahamas Bridal Show and event planner at Willow Events Bahamas. She was selected as one of the 2026 WSPI's 11 board members. Over the next 4 days, the conference will focus on industry best practice, leadership, and technology talks, with two Bahamian pioneers at the heart of it all.
The conference is always very standard as far as networking, talking about how to improve their shows, including the Bahamas Bride Show. That's why we're here. But what we want them to take from the Bahamas is that we're different and we're elegant and we upscale just like everybody else around the world. So we're just not an island. We are internationally known.
For the Bahamas Tonight Access Now, I'm Wes Calix Forbes.
Thanks so much, Wes. Meanwhile, there's a new partnership aiming to transform the fly fishing industry in the Bahamas, hoping to give local guides more control over their businesses while ensuring the environment they depend on is still protected. Our Shaquille Dames has the details.
A 2-year partnership between the Bahamas Fly Fishing Industry Association and Digital Sportsmen is being described as a major step forward for the industry. The initiative will provide Bahamian fly fishing guides with digital tools to grow independent businesses, while also contributing to the conservation efforts through every booking made on the platform.
This is a historic partnership in relation to not just working with a global company that seeks to empower guides and communities throughout the Bahamas. But the partnership involves that every booking will give back to conservation and educational programs in the Bahamas.
The recreational fishing industry in the Bahamas generates about $400 million a year. And that's our last measurement. We believe that number is bigger, but it's the most significant economic generator in the Family Islands. And to bring it to head with somebody like Digital Sportsman, where you put the power in the hands with your tools from your platform for our fishermen, is going to be significant.
And while the economic potential is clear, Digital Sportsman executives say a long-term goal goes beyond bookings, focusing instead on ownership and sustainability for local guides.
More importantly, we believe guides should own their own businesses, not just operate within someone else's ecosystem. That means owning their client relationships, that means building their own brand, and the infrastructure to grow something sustainable on their own terms.
With millions already flowing through the industry each year, stakeholders say this partnership could redefine how Bahamian guides earn, grow, and give back, ensuring the benefits of fly fishing extend far beyond the water. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Shaquille Dames.
Thanks so much, Shaquille. Meanwhile, a landmark step achieved in the Bahamas' commitment to delivering a seamless, world-class arrival. Today, the Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation rolling out its Tourism's Digital Arrival Card pilot program today. The new system allows select visitors to complete immigration and customs forms online before arriving, replacing the traditional paper-based process. The system functions as both an immigration card and a customs declaration. Tourism officials tout the initiative as a major step towards creating a smoother, more efficient arrival experience for visitors. The pilot is being rolled out in phases on selected flights, with the current paper system remaining in place during testing. The digital platform is expected to streamline processing at ports of entry once fully implemented. And of course, still to come, the Cancer Society gearing up to host its 24th annual Cancer Ball.
And Diane Dorset has your Access weather forecast, so stay close.
We're expanding opportunities by investing in our people.
Opportunities like Upskill Bahamas.
We created our first national apprenticeship program.
We're promoting Bahamian ownership in tourism.
We're supporting Bahamian athletes.
Our first national youth guard.
We're building new roads and airports across the Family Islands.
The world will keep changing, but so will we. And we're just getting started.
Go online to read our blueprint for progress.
Come and visit us at Shop Smart, because everything is here.
Yes, we have it all for you. Toys, clothing, office supplies, appliances, custom cut blinds, bedding, drapes, and rugs. Come and visit us on Mackey Street, 2 blocks down from Wolf Road. Call us at 698-1052.
Shop Smart, Shop Smart, and Shop Smart. Oh, everything is here.
It's May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, and it's time for your Access weather forecast. Your quick look at what's shaping our weather for the next few days. A frontal boundary stretch across the central Bahamas, combined with a low-pressure system just to the west, is continuing to trigger showers and thunderstorms across the central Bahamas. Our satellite picture shows a broad band of clouds with embedded showers and thunderstorms over that area. So we're looking at Cat Island, San Salvador, Long Island, even more southern islands like Acklins and Crooked Island, getting some heavy heavy rains at times as that front travels further south. Back up north, some leftover moisture may still produce a few isolated showers right now and just for a short while longer. Then conditions will gradually improve later tonight and into the overnight as that frontal boundary weekends heading into Wednesday. Now, and as things settle down, winds will remain light and gentle across most of the country. And as for our boating forecast over the next 3 days for all areas, we'll get southeast winds at 10 to 15 knots, seas at 2 to 4 feet, a high tide at 11:17 this evening, followed by another high tide at 11:35 in the morning. It's time now for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
All right. Yes, I still yes it back one more time. Live and direct. This one is called Come Go With Me. Back to Bimini, y'all. Listen and watch it. Do it. When I saw you first, I knew you was the one for me. You were very fine, very true and so sexy. Saw you watching me from straight across the room. I knew you was the one. I knew I had to take you home. Me to illusion.
That was your international temperatures brought to you by Royal Star Assurance, and that wraps up your Access weather forecast. But join me again at 11 for a full weather update. Have a great evening, everyone.
Thanks, Diane. The Cancer Society of the Bahamas has been a beacon of hope for decades, providing help, support, care, and resources to those who need it most.
Absolutely. And every year, the Society hosts its very popular ball, its biggest annual fundraiser. And here to talk about this year's event are Nicole Leary-Imhoff and Laverne Wildgoose. We want to say to you both, thank you so much for joining us on Access Now tonight.
It's good to be here.
Now, people are just coming off the heels of the Met Gala last night, judging everyone's outfits and whether or not it fit to the theme. And I feel like the Cancer Society Ball is the Bahamian Met Gala, and everyone is always really locked in on how much they committed to the themes and to the fashion. Can you tell us a little bit about the ball's theme this year and what the dress code is?
So this year, the Egyptian night is a celebration of 50 years of hope. Oh, wow. Yes, we have impacted lives through this celebration, and we want, it's not just a celebration, it is an investment into hope for future generations. Right. And so the theme, let's talk a little bit more about that. The Egyptian night represents strength, endurance, timeless legacy. And so we want you to dress in Egyptian-inspired outfits. Black tie, right, but Egyptian-inspired. So we're looking for the jewelry.
Details.
Yes, all in the details, all in the details.
I'm getting the vision and liking it.
Yes.
Of course, May is also Cancer's Month, where the Society honors survivors. Yes. This, of course, the event itself is one of the Society's biggest fundraisers. And I just want to ask you, how has that support been over the years, and this year in particular? And what does some of that funds do for the Cancer Society?
Okay, well, this is, like I said, the 24th annual, so I've been there from the first ball.
Wow.
And so the funds go a long way to support the Cancer Society and all the initiatives, the programs. And we have 10 rooms there. Right. We house patients coming in from the family islands, and they stay there free of charge.
That's incredible.
And so when you look at that, you know where your funds are going.
Yes.
Because they come here, the families don't have time to take them back and forth.
Or the money sometimes to be traveling back and forth on a regular basis on top of the medical bills. Yeah.
And we have a driver to take them to their doctor's appointment. You have a bank day, you have a food store day, and so...
Everything is taken care of. You're worrying enough about trying to get healthy.
And now they're trying to add on, I think it's 8 or 10 more additional rooms.
Oh, wow.
Yes. It was supposed to be done long time, but then COVID came, and so now the ground is being cleared to house more
take that next
coming
step.
in. Yes.
Impactful work.
Yes, definitely very important project.
Yes.
Now that everyone knows that's where the fun and fundraising is going to be going to, can you tell us where we can get our tickets, the date, the time, to make sure that everyone can be there?
Yeah, so it's May 30th. At the Atlantis Grand Ballroom. We're going to start at 6:30, that's cocktail, and then 8 o'clock will be dinner. And so be ready for Egyptian-inspired decor, in the food, in the cultural dance and everything. It's going to be a great experience. Wonderful. And one of the highlights I want to mention is that you're just not going to Egypt. You are going to be able, one lucky person will be able to get the grand prize on all expense paid to Egypt. Okay. And we want to shout out to CG Atlantic, who has graciously sponsored this for us. And so, yes.
It's one of my bucket list trips, okay. You might you might see me there on May 30th.
Yes. You just might win that.
Thank you so much. From your mouth to God's ears. Thank you so much for joining us, ladies. All the best with the ball. Maybe we'll see you there. Thank you so much for coming. So much. And we can't wait to see all of the good work that comes out of it. Hopefully, all of that money needed for the construction coming soon.
Yes, and we're asking the community to sponsor us, of course. Come and do either it's through gifts, if you're going to buy a ticket, because it takes the community support our community together. Another future of 50 years.
Absolutely. Stay with us. Sports with Almajal Knowles is right after the break.
5 years, we struggle as they rule. Our economy in ruins. Job prospects dried up. Hundreds of millions spent on no-bid contracts. Illegal immigrants flooded our communities. Our schools and hospitals broken. And healthcare unaffordable. Now they want 5 more years. If they get it, our future, our Bahamas, is gone. No more. Under the F&M that changes. Because they know their job is to work for you, not the few.
Behind every strong economy is a bold entrepreneur, and we're here to support them, island by island. On Long Island, we've helped 77 entrepreneurs turn their dreams into thriving businesses. Through over $1.9 million in approved funding, the SBDC is strengthening Long Island's economy by investing in its leading sectors: fishing, transportation, and agriculture. No matter the island, every business we support strengthens the economy, starting with yours. SBDC, Bahamas.
On your Tuesday Sports Check, the Cinco de Mayo edition, everyone. I'm Almajal Knowles, topping sports. It was championship and playoff day over at Aquinas College on Monday afternoon as the venue played host to the BAISS volleyball playoffs. One championship game on Monday in senior girls. Windsor School would completely dominate the Saints of Kingsway, winning 3 sets to none. A familiar face roaming the sidelines for Windsor, along with a player, tells us about the performance.
So we only won 1 so far for the senior girls. Very dominant victory by our girls. Thank God for this opportunity. And I have to say, hats off to the girls. They put in all the work. I pretty much just guided them from the sidelines. And from day one, they were bought into the program, and I can't be more proud of them.
It was a really good game. Kingsway put up a really, really good fight and made us work for it. But it was just, we came out on top. It's been 4 years in the making, and we played a really, really good game.
And Windsor keeping that momentum going on the senior boys side in their playoff showdown. They would take down Kingsway 2 sets to 1.
It was a beautiful game. It went to 3 sets. And you know what? We played our best and we got the win, most importantly. And Kingsway, again, like my coach said, they're a scrappy team. So we were destined to lose points, but we got there. And we got the job done to get to the finals. And you know what? I'm so excited to play the finals, genuinely.
Other scores in senior girls, Kingsway, they would defeat LCIS 2 sets to 1. And in senior boys, LCIS, they would take down QC 2 sets to 0. Baseball news, being a professional baseball player Jazz Chisholm Jr. and the New York Yankees continue to roll. They would win their 4th game in a row, sweeping the Baltimore Orioles at Yankee Stadium on Monday. The Yankees won 12-1 and continue to lead the standings in the American League, where Chisholm hit safely in each game of the 4-game series against the Orioles, raising his batting average by 51 points over the last 2 weeks of the season. On Monday, Chisholm had a single in 3 at-bats, stole a base, and scored 2 runs. He's now hitting .215 for the season with 11 stolen bases in 13 attempts. His 11 steals are in a 4-way tie for 4th in the majors. He also has 3 home runs, 12 ribbies, and 16 runs scored. From the association, VJ Edgecombe and the Sixers, they would thud back to earth on Monday night in Madison Square Garden, 2 days after celebrating a historic Game 7 victory over the Celtics. The Sixers opened their second-round playoff series against the Knicks, suffering a 137-98 loss. Edgecombe recording 12 points as the Sixers would fall 1-0 in that series. The Sixers' top scorer would be Paul George with 17 points. Joel Embiid had 14 points on a 3 of 11 shooting. Tyrese Maxey scored 13 points and went 3 of 9 from the field. Game 2 is scheduled for Wednesday at 7 p.m. And that's been a look at your sports on this Tuesday. I'm Amajal Knowles signing out until tomorrow.
Arthurstown, congratulations to people of Cat Island. The government of the Bahamas has taken the right steps. You can now see behind me a fantastic Bahamas Air jet able to land here in Arthurstown. And today is a momentous day for Arthurstown and for Cat Island as the new Arthurstown Airport has its ribbon-cutting ceremony. BTC is proud to be infrastructure partner of the government of the Bahamas to bring our data and voice services here.
We're here today at the opening of the Arthurstown Airport, and we are so excited for this project and to see it completed. The Airport Authority is one of our key partners in B2C business, so we were elated with the airport projects going on throughout the family of islands, and in particular this one here in Cat Island, to see this come to fruition.
Happy to be here today in Arthurstown, Cat Island. So on behalf of the board of directors of BDC, our chair, Lady Inge Smith, and the entire board, we're happy to be a part of the ceremony. But more importantly, we're happy that this is a signal that we are going to work and improve entirely the service here in Cat Island.
BDC! Ding. Ding bang ding. Ding ding dong. Bang bang bang. Ding bang ding. Ding bang ding. Ding ding dong. Bang bang bang. Ding bang ding. Ding bang ding. Ding bang ding. Ding ding dong.
We're expanding opportunities by investing in our people.
Opportunities like Upskill Bahamas. We created our first national apprenticeship program.
We're promoting Bahamian ownership in tourism.
We're supporting Bahamian athletes.
Our first National Youth Guard.
We're building new roads and airports across the Family Island.
The world will keep changing, but so will we. And we're just getting started.
Go online to read our blueprint for progress.
We're expanding opportunities by investing in our people.
Opportunities like Upskill Bahamas. We created our first national apprenticeship program.
We're promoting Bahamian ownership in tourism.
We're supporting Bahamian athletes.
Our first National Youth Guard.
We're building new roads and airports across the Family Island.
The world will keep changing, but so will we. And we're just getting started.
Go online to read our blueprint for progress.
You're looking at an aerial shot of Government House. Fun fact, Government House was built on a hill known as Mount Fitzwilliam and completed in 1806. And it's time now to take a trip around the Family Island. So, let's go.
Now, some big events are shaping up all around the Family Islands, and if you feel like island hopping, here's what's happening. May 13th to 16th, the Custom Shootout Fishing Tournament is happening in Abaco. The Custom Shootout is a prestigious invite-only event that celebrates the craftsmanship and innovation of custom sport fishing boats. Held in the stunning waters of the Abacos, the tournament draws anglers and boating enthusiasts from across the globe. Over in Walker's Key, the annual Blue Marlin Invitational takes place May 14th through 17th. This tournament draws elite anglers worldwide to compete for a grand prize of, guess what, $15,000 in the Northern Bahamas' top-tier fishing grounds. Expect thrilling blue marlin catches, a festive marina scene, and a nod to Walker's Key's storied angling legacy. And looking ahead, the 36th Annual Pineapple Festival happens June 5th and 6th, held in Gregorytown, Eleuthera, the birthplace of the sweetest pineapples in the Bahamas, hands down. The annual Pineapple Festival brings together local farmers, artisans, and vendors for a vibrant celebration of island culture and community. And speaking of events, our cameraman Randy Knowles was out and about today taking in all the Cinco de Mayo festivities. Very jealous there.
Oh yeah, check out these images he brought back from what looked like a grand old time. And that does it. Look at him go. Oh yes, he does look like he's having a grand old time.
I need one of those hats. He's definitely Cincoing and Mayoing. Love it. I'm not sure what he's saying though.
That does it for Access Now. I'm sure it's going to continue into the night, this Cinco de Mayo celebration, so be careful out there.
One word, tequila. And good night, everybody.
Drive safe. Good night.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
Welcome to Harborside Chat with the Governor for 2026. These are discussions that the Central Bank convenes with important stakeholders discussing the economy, the financial sector, and things that matter for the Bahamian public. Hello, I'm Governor John Roll, and welcome to part 2 of our conversation. We are discussing the issue of financial inclusion on the backdrop of some of the recent work that the Central Bank has been doing to scope and introduce a basic banking account facility for individuals. And it is recognizing the challenges for various reasons that people have in accessing banking and financial transactions in general through the formal channels, whether it's for convenience, cost, or the process itself of getting onboarded. Let's start with you, Mr. Archer, to the issue on technology. You in the banking sector